we are live, everybody. We are live. I'm live. That's me. I'm Dan Hadley, Birmingham's King of the Geeks. That's Charlotte Shields. I feel like I'm time traveling because I'm not used to seeing you when it's not Thursday, Charlotte.
I know.
It's good to see you.
A bit odd.
Gonna have to go to bed at 10.
We've got the mega geeky and David Diaz in the corner there. I'm sure he's ready with something barbed to say. And Andi, the atomic blonde from LDN's here too. Oh. So I have gathered you all here under false pretenses, haven't I? Mm-hmm. So I've told them we're going to be talking about all manner of other things. But of course, just in case you didn't know, earlier this evening, the BBC dropped a brand new teaser trailer for the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who. Now, when I say a teaser trailer, I mean a teaser with a very, very small T, Charlotte. But you see, people have been sending me, have you seen it? Do you know about this? Have you got it? I have got it. I have seen it. We've got it. We're going to have a look at it right now and get these three's live reactions. Have either of you seen this yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Ian looks terrified.
Relax. Set the bar low.
Yeah, expectations low.
Is Jinx Monsoon actually in this? Okay, but I'm not going to let on. We're going to look at it in a moment. We are waiting on one extra combatant. I don't think he's here yet. He might not be up. So that's Matt Pott. We'll have to play it again later on if he is late. So yeah, this is the brand new teaser trailer for the 60th anniversary specials of Doctor Who, specifically that are going to air in November this year. Excuse me. We've just jumped on the cam now to do these live reactions. So I'm going to drop it in and let me know, everybody, what you think of this. And okay, you ready? You ready, Charlotte?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
And there's no volume. No volume.
No.
Yeah, that's on purpose so we don't get straight.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that was
it.
That was very, very fast, wasn't it?
Is that it?
That was about 7 seconds.
And the only thing of note was the fella with the helmet. That's the only thing.
That was the only thing different. It was all new material. It was definitely all new material, and there is no dialogue as such. Just interference, just crashing interference like that.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I have got one moment. Where is it? I have got it again. So I think this one has got volume on. There. So, any wiser?
That's the worst teaser trailer I've seen in a long time.
You mean to tell me you're not teased?
It's rubbish, isn't it? I mean, it's like, well, what is that? If you're going to do a teaser thing, you do a thing where you hang on it. You go, oh my God, I've got to see that. But this is. What is this?
So it sounds like the audio's backwards. So if someone's got a clever thing and they can play it forwards, we might get
a few clues.
I was just looking again. Does it? I don't know if I just saw there. It could just be my fan eye picking something out that's not there. Is it the hand?
Look like the hand in the jar.
We might be able to find out because I've slowed it down. We can have a closer look here. So obviously there's no sound on this because it is slowed down. It'll just come.
Because obviously with Donna, we had that famous scene of when the hand with the regeneration energy.
So we've got a network. We've got a network error here, Charlotte. So what do you think that could be? What kind of network are we talking about? What do you think that is?
Maybe it's Neil Patrick Harris's character because there's been like rumors that he's gonna like play around with reality or something.
That looks like
time vortex, isn't it? Or the time.
Well, if you look at this, those are roundels. Those are traditional Doctor Who roundels. That doesn't look like the Whittaker interior inside. That looks like potentially the brand new interior. And if you remember those shots that got leaked out around October, November time, do you remember that?
Sort of like the white portal.
Yeah. So that could be that. But this looks very much like an opening
that's
title.
time vortex.
Yes, yeah.
It looks like an opening title. It looks like an opening title sequence to me.
Could be.
So it's very reminiscent of the Tom Baker title. So I think that. So they could be giving us a look at that. But what's
So-
this?
It's interesting.
Charlotte, you're right.
That's the hand. That's the
You're
That's
hand.
right.
Donna touching the hand, isn't it? With the crisis
It's
doctor.
interesting because
Mm.
one could come to the conclusion that Russell T is attempting to basically retcon the last era of Doctor Who.
But I just find it interesting that we've got that shot because.
Well, that's
that
going
whole
back.
scene-
It's going back to his one, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, but I'm just thinking that scene was important because it created another Doctor.
Mhm.
It created the meta crisis.
Yeah.
So is maybe the meta crisis going to factor into the story?
So, in
I
your
can't think
opinion,
of another
Charlotte,
reason to have
in your
that.
opinion, is that a shot from a previous episode of Doctor Who or new material?
I don't know. I'm just trying to look at because it doesn't look like it's in the TARDIS, and she was in the TARDIS when she touched it.
I don't know, you can see like the portals they look like the old TARDIS portals.
I'm telling you, it does suggest that he's going to retcon something. He's going to.
He's going back, isn't he? He's doing something.
It does
Could be.
suggest that maybe the Neil Patrick Harris character is responsible for the last season. You know what I mean? So it does seem that way.
Last 3 seasons of
The
Doctor
last
Who.
3 seasons, yeah.
I don't recognise that actor. Do any of you guys? That seems like a new face actor to me.
Mm.
I'm wondering why he's dressed all in black because the
Why
last
is his
time we
eyes
saw.
glowing?
Well, I was wondering about the uniform because the last time we saw Unit, they were all dressed in black. So is he a Unit officer?
That's what I was going to say. We've
Then
got
there's
Unit, haven't
the-
we?
It's got conjunctivitis.
Endlessness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it was an
then there's
android
the
or
eyes.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it does look cool. The suit it does look cool. So because the hand is there, and because we got Donna, and because we got David Tennant as the Doctor, that suggests to me that everything's going back.
Is that like Donna getting her memory back or something?
I don't know. It's everything's going back to that point.
Well, so even the audio
Right.
sounded backwards, so it does definitely sound like they're rewinding. So I wonder if it's like Donna getting her memory back or something like that.
Do you think Do you think that she can't not get her memory back in this? And do you think it's absolutely inevitable that she's going to get her memory back?
Well, she kind of has to. I mean, we all know that potentially that would kill her, right? Because that's what we've been told. But I can't see how the episode, given some of the photos we've seen from on set, and she seems to be there with Tennant and her grandfather and stuff, that she couldn't go through the whole thing and it not trigger something. I wouldn't have thought. Now, whether she gets all her memory back, but there must be a way around it that they can do it so she doesn't die. Maybe, I know, Unit can do something, or the Doctor, or I don't know. but yeah, I think she has to get her memory back. Yeah.
What does it say? Network what?
Network
error.
You see, that's what I'm saying. I think it does suggest to me that he's going to retcon something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it could mean just the BBC being meta, and it's like it's a break in your transmission. But it could be in universe as well. It could be part of the story.
It could be, of course. It could be.
I think it's something to do with Neil Patrick Harris. I really think the idea of him being the toy maker, which has been put out, obviously we've still not 100% been told who he's playing, but it's pretty much just all the clues there.
I'm sure that the spy trap's got something to do with it. It's obviously some sort of trap, right?
It's a junior. Well, we've had Baby Yoda. Maybe that's Baby Crinoid or Baby Vervoid. You never know.
Well, no, I'm just thinking like in the trailer. We had
what does that
scene
say at
of,
the bottom there, Eric?
Neil Patrick Harris with like the rose petals, which looked like it was a scene that was like breaking the fourth wall a bit, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
With the rose petals and having the tux on, and everything about him screams that to me. So
it says status connection timed out, and then it's error, and then an error code. Yeah.
Well, if he does retcon the last series, that'll be a good step in the right direction, I guess.
I think one of two things. It's either they're going to retcon to say that was a different universe, or this is spinning into a new universe and it's like a new offshoot. So either way, it's got nothing to do with her, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, Andy, I'm just thinking what you just described. The Meta Crisis was an offshoot, wasn't he? He wasn't the proper Doctor. He was the weird. So it could be, maybe that's why we've got that shot.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And it looks like, well, it does look like this is going to be one of the TV events of the year. I have absolutely no doubt about it. I'm surprised they've left it this late to show us so little, Ian. This is the first snifter that we've had of any of this stuff. This is the first snifter of this that the general audience have had since Christmas Day. And that was about a minute long, wasn't it, Dad? Do you remember that shot, that trailer?
Yeah, that was about a minute. Well, that's what I'm thinking now. If they're putting this on tonight, does that mean in a couple of weeks, we're going to get the proper trailer? Because that's how they tend to do it on BBC. They do a teaser, which
there might be something like over the coronation or something like that.
That was a good shout, actually.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you heard, but Ncuti Gatwa is going to be part of the coronation event.
Yeah, yeah.
So they've got a link already with Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have a captive audience. How many people watched the Queen's funeral? I mean, don't listen to what some of the mainstream media said, or what certain Doctor Who commentators said, that hardly anybody watched the Queen's funeral. It was like 40 million people or something like that at one point, and internationally it was into the obviously hundreds of certainly tens of millions. And
they certainly want to try and get the American audience back, don't they? And you know, whatever UK's views on royalty is, the Americans love the royal family, right? For all the pomp and ceremony. So
the international audience, audience was massive, and a lot of the channels, Andy, did carry specifically the BBC's
coverage
footage. Yeah, their coverage.
Yeah. And did they say that the BBC will let you watch the BBC without a TV license for the coronation as well, and all this kind of nonsense is going on. But it's potentially the biggest, it's potentially the biggest audience the BBC had in years.
Well,
right?
I was just thinking what you were just saying again about the American. Apparently, Tom Cruise has done like a sketch. Apparently, there's going to be a number of film sketches with celebs in, and apparently Tom Cruise is one of them. So, if he's going to have a part of it, that would bring an American audience.
Because this is like not that you'd know for the ratings, but this is like their kind of flagship show, right? Or used to be their flagship show. So it would absolutely make sense that, like, you know, like how they do things for comic relief, that there might be some sort of, like you're saying, Charlotte, some skit or something that ties in,
apparently there's
or show the trailer or something like that.
But I'm just thinking, wouldn't it be good if they were literally, they didn't say, but like on the night they were like, oh, before the coronation there's going to be a Doctor Who trailer to be like the lead-in.
I mean, you could say it'd be a little bit crass of them, but then again, this is a celebration, isn't it? A coronation. It's not a state funeral. It's not anything somber. This is a celebration.
And also,
UK, right?
You've got to think it's a British celebration. It's the British monarchy. We're getting a new king, so you would want to link it to a British show. It would make sense that way.
EastEnders, then, isn't it?
The 14th Doctor there looks braced, doesn't he, for whatever sight has met his eyes. I can't wait to find out.
He's looking for a comb. I don't know.
It's not as bouffant as it can be in that shot, actually.
So we've got quite a while to wait. I think it's 6 months away, isn't it? Something like that. 6.5 months. And we don't know how it's going to get broadcast. It could be over 3 weeks. It could be over 3 nights. They could drop it out. I don't know, whenever they feel like it as a surprise. Who knows? It's the BBC and it's 2023. They can do whatever the bloody hell.
What's that last bit at the ending?
Was that Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, Australia, did you say?
Yeah. What's that last bit at the end with the picture of the family in Australia?
I think that's a BBC promo thing, because this is.
So this is not on YouTube then. This
would have been. This got broadcast tonight.
Oh, right, okay.
So that's whatever show that this was on. This was on this evening in between the weakest link and something else. I'm reliably informed. So thank you to, you know who you are. You reached out to me about this. And Dan, have you seen this? Have you seen it? So yes, we've seen it. We've got it. And Ian is very impressed, obviously. He can barely contain himself. I think it's an early night now. Therefore, he doesn't have to make of that. And yes, if you've come to the show late, we've just looked at a brand new tiny teaser trailer for the 60th anniversary material of Doctor Who that's coming in November with David Tennant, Catherine Tate, Beep the Meep, Neil Patrick Harris, heaven knows who else. We'll have one last one last look at that, I think, for the people who may have come along later, if I can find it. So this is it with a bit of volume turned up. Just shh, don't tell Auntie.
What are they saying though? That's the question. What are they saying?
Well, somebody said in the comments it's backwards.
Yeah.
Somebody's actually
So
proper looked at
Lieutenant's
it.
voice, and you
That's what
have
it says, yeah. It sounds like it's backwards.
Thingy's
So-
voice as well.
Honest
Probably
voice.
in
His
about,
voice.
I give the Doctor Who fandom about a night, and somebody's probably would have decoded it by tomorrow night.
Yeah, we have to run it through some
Yeah.
gadget, and it'll play it forwards for us.
Because someone went through that episode of Red Dwarf backwards, and they literally played it back and say, you know what everybody's saying in the episode. I've seen that. I've seen somebody do.
Yes,
I banded that. Yeah.
I've heard of that. I've never had enough time on my hands to go and watch it or go and do it.
I have watched it. It's funny. It's funny.
It's an absolute it's an absolute belter. We do have people watching this while we've been rambling on YouTube, so I think it's only right that we just go and see what people think of this.
What they say.
Hail and howdy, one and all, says Darren M. Good to see you, Darren. Yes, I have spoken to the rabbi about this. He knows about it. So Retro Doc Gary Akers asks,
Retro. I was speaking to him just now.
Hi, Gary.
we have to Gary back on, won't we? That the BBC The Fly Trap is the BBC The Fly Trap, and we're the fly.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Well done, Gary.
It looks like it. It looks like it. And then he goes on to say, I pray Ian is right, and there's lots of retconning.
I hope so.
I hope so.
Mate.
Ian Gettings is here too and says, only just caught this. Someone on Twitter says that the sound is backwards. So that's what you guys picked up on. I was too busy just staring at the visual, so I didn't notice any of that. Yeah, so it's all, we've got a high space bookers there from Cybermat Strikes too. Talking about mats, I'm happy to say that our other number is here. So I'm going to drop him on and he can have a look because he might be wondering what the hell we're talking about. Matt, are you decent? He's never decent. He's never decent.
No, I'm
He's
going
put
to
some
do
clothes
mine.
on.
Mate, do you know what we've just been talking about?
Absolutely no idea. I've had technical difficulties, so.
It was you. Now, we've been looking at a brand new teaser trailer for Doctor Who for the 60th anniversary. Do you want to have a quick look before we go into the main show?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, here we go.
That it?
That's what we said, yeah.
I was just going to eat me coke and pops and watch. I didn't even get it in the bloody mouth.
Matt is dizzy and giddy with excitement. So, if you are too, please drop us a comment. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the closer bell to get all the notifications about what's going on next, when,
I'm
and
astounded.
how, whatever it is, I don't know. Matt, he's going to need a couple of minutes just to get himself together, which is handy because we're going to tootle off now and then tootle back. But yeah, thank you for that impromptu mini Type 40 extra thing there. We could not look at that, could we? I don't think the fandom would have ever forgiven us. So yes, please like the video now, subscribe to the channel, hit the cloister bell, all that. Don't miss Type 40 Live later in the week and the podcasts and everything else.